Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay. First thing I want to point out, I did shrink some of the borders of this map because there's a lot of dead space. So if you feel like it's not normal looking, that's because I have skimmed off some of the corners, primarily the top and the bottom. Either way, let's go ahead and get started. As well on the north side as the green earth Eagle, we got Sidewinder437. As well on the south side as the blue moon Olaf, we got etoustar. Either way, let's get started. This is a triple base map. There is also two airports on the map. You got the stealth deployment up here, or the forward deployment, which can be locked down. The stealth one can go either direction as well, and be easier to keep something hidden. Of course, forward means you also get a bit more aggressive airport. Of course, just the initial infantry capturing phase. We do have an early APC by green. That's interesting. Olaf decides to go for a tank. Tank pushing his way forward. Got a recon now deployed in the field. Eagle's gone for neither of those things. He actually has 16,000 sword on up. And more infantry. He is going for a power play. Next turn, he will have 24,000 fuel, so he can go for a neo-tank or bomber, which could be interesting. Let's see what he goes for. Comm towers, both sides can catch up. He goes for a neo-tank. So we got a fast neo-tank for Eagle. Olaf is not about any artillery pieces in the field, and regular tanks going to have a bit of trouble versus it. So this could be quite interesting. Eagle's going to have to make a lot of usage out of this neo tank. Got an E-tier here, thinking he hasn't seen anything just yet. Maybe a little bit too early to get that sort of thought, but he may be thinking his opponent's gone for battlecopters. Save up some battlecopters. Got tank recon. A recon would make sense of spot. And this tank does not spot the neo tank, so if he pushes forward, it would be a bad choice. If he were to interrupt his own capturing atop the mountain, that would be a good choice, but also interrupting his own capture is also probably a bad choice. Those people capture there, so this neo tank could get a nice first strike. Pulls back there, thinking there's a nearby tank to get a first strike onto him, which is not a bad assumption, just incorrect assumption this time frame. But either way, it was good he did, because the neo tank would be something far worse for him to pop in. Got an artillery piece down south by Olaf. Keeping out of vision range neo tank, though albeit on open ground. Trying to get a first strike on something. Right now the neo tank can, let's see. The regular tank is in range of the neo tank and vice versa. Not by within 5 tiles of each other. So neo tank is just trying to creep his way forward. Does not spot the tank there. Does not spot the neo tank. So neo tank will get a good first strike here. The other tank went down south to provide some pressure down there. So the neo tank will he can go from this road here to get a good strike, so he can project southwards. He can be a bit more aggressive. Only thing he should probably do before pushing forward this tank, neo tank forward, is to scout out this force, make sure there's not an artillery piece there. Other than that, it should be pretty safe to gamble if you can charge forward. The chance of a medium tank to counter it is not that likely, because medium tanks have quite a bit of time to get inside the map. Does use the recon scout, and the neo tank gets great first strike there. And able to project rightwards. And not to mention, this infantry is in a position not only interrupts his capture, also helps prevent the regular tank to escape on out of there. He may have to escape out this way, which may be a good idea. The neo tank probably can't take time to chase it down. They have equal movement speed, so it would be an infinite race potentially. So it'd be best if the neo tanks start migrating down south for the winter that may come through Winter Fury or Blizzard. And looks like Olaf's just going to be hyper aggressive. This artillery piece, let's see, cannot get on top of the forest there. Gets a shot there in the infantry unit there. Clears it out so the artillery can... Oh wait, no, the recon will spot all the way here. He needs to try to clean up with that 3 health infantry unit there. Maybe with a 6 health infantry unit could. He cleans up there. He's trying to get the artillery piece to advance forward. Now he has some artillery coverage on those tanks here. This tank will likely strike this anti-air, so now the Neo tank will likely try to strike something down here, but there's a problem as well. He did a good job taking out all of Olaf's vision. The bad part is he took out took out all of Olaf's vision, so now he can't even see those things for the artillery to be the bait. He can't see the bait, let alone the ambush threat. Oh, now he does. Anti-air does charge forward, providing necessary spotting for the Neo tank. Though he does get on top of the 3-star city. So, there's what, 2 damage onto the Neo tank, the artillery? Three points of damage. Anti-air will likely get knocked out. You may want to try to pick off this infantry unit there so it can't get on top of the mountain for spotting. Tanks pushing forward over here. Olaf has no tanks in this region. These tanks may just need to go down south. And the artillery is protected. Not entirely though. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. So, yep, Neo tank here to strike the artillery would be out of range of this artillery. There's an infantry unit definitely exists on top of the mountain, provides some spotting for the Neo tank. Or could just go straight. Well, he sees the artillery there, so it's probably not a good idea to go for this tank. Goes out the city to get some repairs going. Goes purposely in range of the artillery piece there. That may not have been a good idea. Infantry, tank, infantry, battlecopter. Winter Fury's almost available. Olaf has 20,000 funds income versus Eagle's 18. And Winter Fury has been summoned. Takes off a lot of 1% infantry units. I think this tank is also at 1%. Battlecopter, tank, infantry, and infantry. Of course, be slow going this turn thanks to the winter. And looks like Eagle's just going to wait out the winter, and now has to deal with the spring mud, which is even worse. Ends turn for 74,000. Olaf starts turn for 93, so Olaf has about a full turn ahead advantage. There's also still some despicable neutral properties of the map, like this one being fully interrupted. Had 2 capture progress remaining. We also got this one here as well. Anti-air to strike the battlecopter. Neo tank does got that tank there. Possible lightning strike this turn, but maybe good idea to prep for a lightning strike. Tank, infantry, infantry. So, yep, possible lightning strike the following turn, this next turn. Neo tank by Olaf. Infantry, Neo tank. Possible lightning strike this turn, but maybe not. He's still trying to push forward for scouts. Battlecopter. We do not have Eagle's lightning strike available. courtesy of Olaf. Battlecopter, tank, infantry, and Olaf has pulled back a little bit as well. And looks like Eagle's going for the lightning strike. We saw some outlying units there. Some units are still in the forest though. He's leaving his 5 health tank here for this tank to push forward and finish it off. Very nice. He's keeping in mind he doesn't have to kill stuff immediately this turn. He has this extra turn. Recon, tank, infantry. He has 1,000 funds remaining, so he could do a bit of merge or just have a base skip. I mean, after all, he would have 4 bases this turn. You spies in the tank. And it looks like he just used a lightning strike pretty much to pull back. Nothing too significant, but that's not a bad idea. He does in turn for 120,000. Olaf starts turn 106. His Winter Fury is putting close charge. Excuse me. Charged on up. Takes up the battlecopter there. Yeah, let's get some good strikes there. Good shot there. Winter Fury is now available. And looks like Olaf or Eagle's just going to charge forward, get as much damage done as possible. Anti-air, tank, infantry. And here comes Winter Fury. Eagle starts to end of the turn of 114. Olaf has 96. And now Eagle's at 89. So got about 30,000, 20,000 called. More close to 20,000. Minor victories there, nothing too significant. A lot of repairs this turn, and starts to turn for 84 versus 116. You can effectively get up to 100,000 this turn. So he's going to be falling a bit behind, thanks to that Winter Fury. Tank, infantry. Lightning Drive is not available, which we'll likely not see, but we also have now the Eagle's Neo-Tank is in range of Olaf's Neo-Tank, but it will receive some counterattack of the artillery, which could be range. Anti-air could strike the battlecopter. I think it's going to be a good turn for Eagle next turn. Yep, that battlecopter will go down, and he may be able to double tap the infantry unit there. Neo-Tank strikes from the missile platform from actual defense star, not like the recon needs it. Puts it around there and the Neo-Tank effectively knocks it out. Since he has the Neo-Tank in range of the artillery piece, he can just charge forward the other tanks, because it can only shoot one target and it's going to shoot the Neo-Tank. Infantry tank there. Eagle right now has 19,000 versus 20,000 income. So have this one properly as despicable neutral. Artillery does get a good shot there onto the Neo-Tank. Good counterattack there by those tanks. Eagle may get a lightning strike this turn. Olaf ends turn for 119. Eagle starts turn 77. I don't know why. There's a possibility of a lightning strike. Yep, but it's going to be a lightning strike this turn, which may spell game over for Olaf. Anti-air, tank, infantry. He has 3,000 funds remaining, so he will get another 2 more infantry units. And it's also this 1 health or tanks. Does take out that tank there. Finish off a good number of these units here. Tank finish off artillery. Able range yard artillery piece there. Winter Fury's course now available. Plus he does enter 92,000 on the field. Olaf starts turn 74. So they're pretty even, but the Winter Fury will really even out. Now Eagle's down to 69,000 and Olaf has 74. Takes off some of these outlying infantry there. Tanks does strike tanks. Most of those tanks are down to 1 health and they are getting knocked out one at a time. Eagle's going to be spending quite a bit on repairs next turn. I see a whole, all of his infantry on top of the city. He has 13,000 in the bank, 55,000 in the field, so Eagle's not in a great position. He does have a 5 health Neo tank. Olaf has a good number of regular tanks on the field. Right now it's been knockout, drag out, brawl. Tank on the field. Looks like Eagle's just falling back. Keeping the 5 health tank off the city, trying to repair out some stuff. Regrouping. And he does enter 64,000 versus 90. 1 health recon in a good position there, just spot some stuff. Another battle copter in the field. And tanks rotating around as well. Recon infantry and infantry. Both sides trying to regroup their forces. It's been a long, bloody game. And yeah, Eagle pulls back even farther. Olaf is maintaining good control in the center of the map. And Olaf goes for a bomber. Both sides have pretty much no power charge, so that's not going to be important. Some of these outlying units are being picked on off. Another tank. Tank infantry. And turn for 99 with 2,000 in the bank. Olaf starts turn 123. Olaf could be pushing forward this turn. Looks like he is. And does get some good strikes on some of these tanks there. Able to pick off a good number of them. But of course there's now 2 tanks and a soon-to-be 7 health Neo tank there. Bomber is advancing. Battlecopter tank and likely 2 more infantry. Battlecopter does go down there. Battlecopter strikes tank. Splitting up his damage. It's not like it's going to get a lightning strike this turn. I think just trying to get maximum value damage, which he is. Very nice. Picks off the wounded units there as well. Infantry, tank. Some good hits there on that infantry unit there. Tank recon. Battlecopter infantry. Good strike there. Gets a good strike on that tank as well. Let's try to flip this property here. We do have the Neo tank soon to be at 9 health. Bomber is in the region, has not been spotted just yet. We've got some anti-airs in the field. A lightning strike can easily let the anti-air chase down the bomber. Of course, he's very far from that. But we do have another Winter Fury almost available. Stops that capture there, stops the flip. This property is still despicably neutral. Picks off some of these outlying units. recon tank infantry. Bomber does take out that unit there. However, there are 2 anti-airs in range, and he had vision of this one, so that is a bit bold. Does strike the anti-air there. Is not aware of this other one though, in which this recon can simply pull back, open up, and the bomber can get greatly wounded. Almost another Winter Fury available. Just needs a little bit, and there's a Winter Fury, but that will be repaired up to full health. Of course, I will do some great damage across the board. Olaf in turn for 140,000 on the field. Eagle starts turn of 84, so he's still pretty far behind. I mentioned his day-to-day income was greatly reduced. He won't be able to muster 100,000. Neo-tank strikes the tank there. Of course, Olaf also has +10/+10 active. Does use a 2 health ATR to soften up, then use a full 1 to finish it off there. Lightning Strike is available. Probably will see it this turn. Doing some slight merge there. I mean, the 1 health tanks are not going to be useful. In fact, they're probably 1% tanks there. Now here comes the Lightning Strike. Takes out Battlecopter. Finish off some of these outlying infantry units there. Tank does get struck. Anti-air trying to finish off the tank. Medium or Neo-tank strikes the anti-air. And that is still the same Neo-tank from the beginning of the game. So it's been doing quite a good work. But it's been receiving a lot of repairs as well. I have no idea if it's been worth it or not. Eagle's turn from 93,000 field. Olaf's turn 74. So it looks like Eagle's starting to pull ahead. Does not finish off the anti-air. Could have sworn that would finish off. Trying to go for that property once again. This property has 2 capture progress remaining, so effectively has to be fully stopped. But I think Eagle will obtain that last despicable neutral property. And got artillery, anti-air, and recon. Nothing to stop the Neo tank other than just mass. Goes for our infantry, tank, infantry, battlecopter at the start of the turn. Some good strikes there. Takes out the mountain infantry. Finish off some of these wounded tanks. And looks like ends turn from 95,000 field. Olaf's down to 68. Looks like Eagle's slowly starting to win now. Usually the longer games go on, Olaf will do better, particularly with his cheaper superpower. But in this case, Eagle's able to keep hold of it and starting to pull ahead. Battlecopter, tank, and infantry. And turn for 84,000, so it's turn dated back down to day-to-day differences. But Eagle has a slight advantage. He does have some anti-airs in range in those battlecopters. Not this one, but this one, yes. Tank will strike the Neo-tank strike that regular tank. Good shot there. Tank anti-air. And 91,000 on the field by Eagle. Olaf has 67. Battlecopter's pushing up north. Recon gets struck. Recon strikes there and doesn't stop or kill off that unit there, of course. Does finish off the 3 health anti-air with the Battlecopter, which gives the Battlecopter a bit more room to breathe, particularly not have to deal with a 5 health anti-air next turn. Battlecopter, infantry, tank, and base skip. Base skip, he has over 1,000 funds remaining, so that may have been a misclick, I'm not sure. He does not have enough for a Neo tank with the 20,000 income, so I'm not exactly sure what that was for. It looks like Eagle's trying to flip 2 properties. Infantry, tank. Olaf's is still about a turn behind. And he has good number of battlecocks here. However, got multiple anti-airs in Fog of War for Eagle. You may see Winterfury real soon. That Neo tank is almost down. I don't know if sending a 5 health recon will finish it off or not. Interrupts the capture here. Interrupts both of those captures. Does not stop this entirely, but it's effectively done for. Tank. No Winterfury. We may see Winterfury next turn. Here's the battlecopter. This anti-air could range this battlecopter if this recon goes down. And 3 health and 4 health tank should be able to do that. I think Eagle's starting to get a solid lead in this game. I don't think the 4 health tank should have been used. I think the 4 and 3 should have been adequate. By the way, anti-air will go down. Winterfury is now available. Takes out that unit there. Very nice. Starts capturing there and merge. Of course, it has 9 capture progress remaining after Winterfury. It'll have 8 health remaining. So, Winterfury will interrupt a turn further. Infantry, anti-air, tank ends the turn of 96,000. Olaf starts turn 66, and here comes the Winterfury. Eagle's now down to 71,000. Evened out quite a bit there. Takes out battlecopter. Takes out the anti-air. Of course, got the other anti-air nearby. Nothing stopped these 2 tanks in the region. These tanks are effectively 1% health. Yeah, it looks like Eagle's front line needs to fall back and get merged into other stuff. At 1% health, might as well just merge in something since even though the infantry unit can just machine gun it down. Though you can use it, try to use his meat shields to protect this capturing infantry unit there. Has 1 capture progress remaining. Traps the anti-air, but can easily perhaps get broken out here, but I don't think anything nearby can open it up. This tank could be picked off by this infantry unit there if they have spawning, and a lightning strike is almost available. We'll stop the capture here. The lightning strike is now available for Eagle. A lot of Eagle stuff. Both sides are just have such little value on the field once again. We got 92,000 ending for Olaf. Eagle has 72,000 starting with day-to-day funding. They are relatively even, but of course Eagle has a lightning strike available, which he may go for at this turn. If the anti-air just stays there and fires, it's Bogman's attack. Use the 3 health Neo tank there. This 1 health tank needs to spot what's in the forest. He always lightning strike away. Tank charges way forward. Does not get next to the forest there. Lightning strike. It's what the weakest lightning strike this entire game because both sides just has nothing left. This feels like turn 10 rather than turn 33. He uses a lightning strike to fall back. I don't know if that was a good or bad idea. There's just such little on the field. Answer for 85,000. Olaf has 72. So Eagle does have the advantage. It did allow him to get a lot of good attacks there for effective for free. Does have the infantry unit there. Does have both these tanks spotted thanks to this tank here. And artillery is nearby the cover unless attacks from here. Got another tank here over as well. Battlecop as well. These 2 tanks will likely go down. Sure, the artillery will probably get a free shot on in, but it's probably not going to be adequate. Neo tank could take out this 4 health tank. And it does put entry on the mountain there. Battlecop gets to top of the mountain, but cannot spot from there. Takes out both those tanks. That's quite important. Artillery is still hidden, so likely. Oh, but there's nothing to spot right there, so he needs to get a spotter to hit that tank there. It'll have to be this tank here. Or that tank right there. Yep. Got some good hits there. He sacks 2 tanks, effectively get for 2 tanks, so it's not a great trade, honestly. Just an okay trade. Tank, infantry, battlecopter. Insert of 95,000, Eagle starts turn of 92. Of course, they spend some money on repairs, such as for that Neo tank still, the original Neo tank. Good presence over there, does get a good shot there. 2 off the tank, could go for the anti-air or for the artillery or the tank there, but decides to just fall back. Infantry, tank. And Olaf has resigned. Now that was an excellent game. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to next replay.